Hey guys, welcome to Zarious Tarot. Welcome to my channel. My name is Drea. If this is your first time visiting my channel, then welcome. If it is not, then hey, how you doing? Welcome back. We've got time on our hands. And so there's something that I used to do on my channel a long time ago, back when the channel first started, and it was called Messages from Spirit. When I used to do those readings, they were oracle card readings, and there wasn't any speaking. They were based around music, and it was about the lyrics being motivational and reflecting what the messages had said. However, YouTube doesn't allow you to do that anymore. So what I will do is I will do some messages from spirit. I will do my oracle readings, and I will also read what they mean. Now, I have some different cards. I have some different oracle decks as well, which are more interesting, which are not more interesting than the last ones, but are slightly different, have different meanings and things like that. So in this particular reading, there's not going to be any tarot cards. If there are, I don't normally use tarot cards. It's normally just about the message that Oracle has to bring, and normally about the message that, that needs to be conveyed right now. And I've done some readings around this situation that we're in. And, if you listen to astrology, it's about we're going to get worse. It's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. We're not kind of out the woods yet. In terms of travel and things like that, will be clamped down on. But in terms of the readings that I've done around this situation, things are going to get better, and things are going to improve, and things are going to slowly take time to improve. So with that note, give me one second, because there's just, bear with me guys, one little thing I forgot to do. Before I started recording, there was something I forgot to do before I started recording, was to get this extra deck and to get the book. So I've done that now. Apologies for being halfway across the room. I hope you can still hear me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is a messages from spirit. I'm going to do one card from each deck. Now, I'm not going to use the angel answers, and I'm not going to use my tarot. I'm just going to use my journey of love, universal love, the activation cards, and the chakra wisdom guidance. Okay, so thank you for your patience. Let's go with the chakra wisdom first. So let's give a little shuffle first. So yeah, definitely, this is something I used to do on the channel. I stopped doing it because it was a kind of a once a month type of thing. It wasn't, lovely. Okay. Well, the first card out is acceptance. Beautiful. It wasn't something that I did regularly, because YouTube would flag up the music that I played in the background of this, because there wouldn't be any speaking. However, I do feel that this is something I need to go back to. I've always thought about it, and I thought, as much as I do daily reads, and I do, I think this messages from spirit will be probably a bi-monthly thing. So every 2 weeks instead of once a month. So I'm just going to take the top one, which is divine and masculine. I think I need to take soul time as well for you guys. We've got tantric journey and heart chakra. Okay, all right. Spirit said just spit them all out. So I will. This is what happens, because whilst most of the time when I did do these messages from spirit, there was never any kind of restriction as to how many cards came out. There was never any type of restriction as to, it was just about the message and whoever needed to hear it at that time. And I do believe that they were well received. It was back when I began my channel. So, I do believe it was well received. We have love here. Beautiful. Really good energy. So let's see what we have. So there's no really restrictions as to what comes out. It's just a message. And as there is time, I think I'll do these every 2 weeks, the messages from Spirit. I think I'll go back to doing these again. I think that sometimes it's not always about tarot. Sometimes Oracle has a message too. And although in your guys' individual readings, we have Spiral Dance of the Goddess. Although in your guys' individual readings, can you see that? Hopefully you can. Although in your guys' individual readings you have, sometimes you have large messages. I don't restrict what comes out. I do think that there needs to be readings that have just the oracle cards, because there's things to say. So we have acceptance. So we're in the red, which is root. And it says, the legend. Cherry loves her work as a waitress, but feels that something is missing from her life. She has a boyfriend, yet she senses that he is unfaithful. One day, a customer orders a cherry pie. Cherry cuts a slice and sighs to her friend that her life is like a pie, with a slice missing. Her friend remarks that maybe Cherry is a heart-shaped pie. Cherry's perspective changes. She leaves her boyfriend and later meets a man who makes her happy. So that could be for some of you. Inspiration. A magical box of self-acceptance appears before you. Your unique qualities reside within. Open it. Are things simple now? Cherry Heart invites you to see yourself as complete, just as you are. And it's about accepting who you are. New ways of seeing yourself, embracing imperfection, feeling incomplete and selling yourself short. Manifesting knowledge and luck. So I would say with acceptance, when I accept myself, I find love. Okay, so I would say with acceptance, I mean, a lot to do with, apart from what the book says, my interpretation of this at this particular time is that it could be to do with relationships for some people. I mean, some people could be going through separations right now. Some people could be going through separations right now. Some people could be, maybe not, some people could be realizing that, situations weren't right for them. And so when it comes to acceptance, it's about being able to accept what is right for you. And, my interpretation is that the situation that we're in right now, where there are a lot of things that are happening that are out of our physical control, out of our little bubble where we can control things. And I think the things that are happening right now with that kind of, there's a level of acceptance that needs to take place. And for some people are finding it very difficult. Some people are finding it quite easy to separate, but it's okay for some and it's okay for others, but generally there has to be a general theme of acceptance, whether you like it or not. You've got to accept this. And so for some people this is relating to a boyfriend, or relating to a relationship that has been unhealthy, and maybe it is something, if you feel your boyfriend's been unfaithful or there is some infidelity in your relationship, then maybe this is time for you to accept who you are and what you are and move on. And the only reason why I'm saying that this can come into play, this could be an aspect of it, is because we have divine masculine here as well, and we have soul time tantric journey heart. So there's more to this situation, this time that we have within us, around us right now, where we are able to reflect, we're able to review, this is like having a retrograde without a retrograde. This is the time to really review. This is the time to stop and think, really think about what is happening in your life. If you're happy with those situations, are those little niggling things, can they be dealt with? Can they be discussed? Can they be addressed in some way? And so it's about how you address things. Maybe sometimes, things can be probably addressed in better ways, but it's about how you address things. It's also about acceptance. Acceptance is a massive part of this, because it's about accepting yourself and accepting those other people where they are, because not necessarily does it mean that because you're accepting you it means you can't accept someone else. And so it's about understanding, it's about acceptance of you and of others around you. Just like if you're going to, you know, the supermarket and there's social distancing and there's people who are, you know, looking at you like you have the plague, and you kind of have to accept them where they are. You can't look at them as if to say, why are you looking at me like that? You're crazy. You kind of have to, and I've heard people say that, you kind of have to kind of keep the morale up, understand people where they are, accept them at their place. And so there's a lot to do with acceptance going on right now. So then we have number 22. Divine Masculine. And Divine Masculine says the frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So Divine Masculine, although it is a masculine energy, there is, which is strong and focused and active. There is a kindness and there is a wisdom behind it. So it's not just being forceful. It's not just being focused on your goal and not caring about anything else. There is kindness and wisdom that goes along with it. So there is a touch of feminine energy here as well. And so I feel that as much as we can be driven to work and we can be driven in our relationships and we can be driven, you know, this is not what I'm happy about, and so I'm going to bring it to the forefront and bring it to the surface. And, you know, we have that focused and strong and focused active side, but remember, kindness and wisdom is always the way, and this is number 22. So be careful of and mindful of how things are delivered right now. It's difficult, times are difficult, relationships are being strained, family relationships, personal relationships, you know, they're being strained by unusual circumstances, and because of these unusual circumstances, it's kind of a position, I think personally, for me, I think it's a good time to push through all of the negativity and all of those things that you know, some people may still, all of those things that have been, that could kind of need tidying up. It's kind of like spring cleaning your home. And I think it's about spring cleaning your relationships, your family relationships. It doesn't have to be romantic at all. Your family relationships, your siblings, your parents, your grandparents, your uncles, your aunties, your extended family. However, you know, your children as well. So it's about using that time. Some people may not be ready. So, you know, you can only accept people where they are. And because of that, I feel that there's a lot of, it's a good time to kind of spring clean. Touch on certain subjects, see how they're received. If they're not received very well, remember your kindness and wisdom. So accept people where they are. Not everybody will be where you are and able to deal with what you want to deal with. And sometimes you could be that person. Somebody could be coming to you and saying to you, oh, well, you know, I want to address this particular situation, and you're just not ready for that, you know. So, you know, it goes both ways. So we have number 40, soul time. We have a synergy here with the number 4. Now we're in the year 2020. 22 equals 4. We have 40, which is 4. We have 42, which is 6, which is different, but we have 42. And then we have the heart chakra, which is 4. We have the 29, which is 11. But there's a energy here of 4. We are in the year 2020, which is the year 4. So there is something here about stability and standing firm. And so I think this is the message that's coming through as well, that I'm trying to convey, to be honest, is about meeting people where they are. This is about being firm and standing firm, meeting people where they are, accepting them for where they are, understanding them for where they are with kindness and wisdom, and accepting yourself. This is about accepting yourself, your flaws, your imperfections, because nobody is perfect. And it's easy to see other people's issues, but is it easy to see your own? And quite often relationships are a reflection of are a reflection of ourselves. So therefore, what we see in someone else and what we dislike in someone else could possibly be the reflection of ourselves. And so if you feel that, whatever you feel about somebody else, you know. Okay, so we have 40, soul time, and it says the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibilities of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. Now, for me, I love these cards, and I love that they have a little saying underneath as well. For me, yes, there is soul time, and I think that's what we're having now. I think we're having soul time, whether you like it or not, whether you are in touch with your soul or not. This is soul time. This is a time when you become very in touch with your soul. And I've been observing people outside of my window where I live, and I have to say that there are people who I've never seen before, who are outside and who are spending time together, and I've seen them every day. And for me, I think to myself, wow, I've never seen these people before. I've never seen you. It makes you wonder how much time they spend together outside of home. And do they only spend time together at home because everyone's busy at work? And quite often when you're busy at work, and there are still people who are at work, you know, and when you're busy at work, how much time do you really have to spend with that person who you love, or those people who you love, your loved ones, your family, your siblings, the people who you are connected to emotionally? And so with this corporal body, while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. There is a connection here, that there is an opportunity for connection here for people to have with their soul, and with their soul connections and their soul ties, and just with their soul connections and with their own soul. And I think that this is absolutely fundamental in order for the changes to be in order for the changes that are going to happen, inevitable changes that are going to happen, in order for them to happen, there has to be soul time. There has to be a time when everybody pulls back to themselves. And it has to be a time when everybody reflects upon their own soul and those immediately around them. There has to be that time when everybody shuts right down to the basics. And I think that this is that time when everyone is closing down to the basics and kind of understanding the general real meaning of life. And it has to be that in order for change to happen. And so, there are inevitable changes. There are inevitable changes that we are not going to have any control over in life and in this life. And things that will take a long time to come to fruition, 20, 30 years, or even maybe 40 years, depending on what's what. Some of them are shorter cycles, like 13 years. So some of them we may not see in our lifetime, in this lifetime, but our children will see. And so this is the beginning of that tantric journey, 42. That tantric journey with life and with others, loved ones, relationships, for romantic relationships or however. So it says the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences of ourselves and with another. So I believe tantric journey is not just about the obvious. It's not just about sex. I think it's not just about sex. I think it's more about, it could also be about that, but tantra is about being in touch with yourself. It's about being in that soul type of connection. It's about having that deep, unwavering connection with self, and having that deep, unwavering connection with another as well. Could it be a family member? But having someone know you so well, and having you know yourself so well, and they know you know them so well. Having that, to me, is a tantric journey. And so achieving that in any relationship, be it a sibling, be it parent and child, be it parent and child, be it romantic, to achieve that in any relationship is a massive, massive achievement. And I think in this particular respect, it's the wholeness and completion. I'm not sure if we can say that we are complete and whole. Well, maybe we can be as people, but however, our life experiences can't be complete and whole. Otherwise, our life experience will come to an end. And so, yeah, I do believe that this completion and this wholeness is through sensual experiences. And sensual experiences doesn't necessarily only mean sex. It can also mean, I know sometimes I do have my mind in those places, and I think it's relevant when it's necessary. But I will say that sensual experiences can be all types of things. It could be laughter, it could be touch, it could be, it could be taste, it could be colours, it could be, all sorts of things. Conversations that you haven't had with people that you just, are close to you and that you love. And sometimes life, there's so many distractions, and it's so nice to not have them now. I really appreciate that. I do personally. I wonder what you guys appreciate. Please do leave in the comments. What do you appreciate about this time? That would be really good to know. Leave in the comments. So we have the heart chakra, number 4, again. So there is definitely a theme here with number 4, which is stability. And it says, the green flower of life supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize mind and body. And so it does. It's the heart chakra is all about love, all about giving love. This is your heart. I mean, the heart of the place, the heart of the home, the heart of the matter, the heart of, the heart of your soul, the soul of your heart, the heart of your soul, your heart. This is what we're talking about right now. The center within you, your core. And so, yes, its healing properties can harmonize mind and the body. But this is about healing your core. This is about recognizing your core. This is about understanding your core and accepting that. And other people's as well. Everybody is going through a time now of transition. It's affecting people in so many different ways that you have to accept people where they are. So we have love. And I know this card oh so well. But for those who do not know it so well, let's have a little read. It's a very short one. And it says, let love guide your speech, thoughts and actions, and a relationship will dramatically improve. Know that love heals all things. It illuminates hearts, minds. It opens doors previously closed and reveals pathways previously hidden. Love has but one enemy, and that is fear. So be fearless. The next time you are about to respond or react to any situation through fear, stop and replace that fear with love. You will be amazed by the results that this simple change in attitude brings. And I think that in this time, a lot of people, I can see, I just had a vision while reading that. I have felt a lot of people who would be in a situation where naturally they would possibly snap at their family or, I feel like, and snap, I mean verbally. I don't mean physically. I mean verbally. Somebody who would chastise verbally their family. I feel people are taking time now, taking that step back and sort of saying, actually, no, do you know what? Can I handle this in a different way? And because there is more patience needed, because we are spending time together in our homes where we have less ability to go out and be away from that dynamic. And so because we're in this dynamic, and this is the dynamic that we have helped create, because this is our family, so this is a dynamic we have helped create, now is time when peaks and troughs will show up, and the good bits are to be enjoyed and the bad bits are to be addressed. And when people are ready to do so, then that's absolutely fine, but it's just about acceptance of where people are and acceptance of yourself at that as well. And I think that with people who, I just had a vision while reading this, and I just saw someone taking a time to review what they were going to say before they said it. Their initial reaction was a negative one, but actually before those words exited their mouth, they took time to think about their reaction to that initial situation. So that's why I'm saying that, because sometimes when I read these oracle cards, things come to me and I don't always share it, and I should do. Okay, so we have Spiral Dance of the Goddess. I'm going to read all of this to you guys. It's a nice long video. I'm going to read all of this to you guys. You've probably never heard all of this before. Well, maybe you have from other readers. It says, from the point of light unfolding, we become a soul, then incarnate into a sacred body, and our lives become a work of divine art, a speck of heavenly presence manifesting itself through dimensions of time and space and into life on earth made manifest. The extraordinary fact of your existence is a divine happening. As though the light of the moon is dancing not only upon the water, but inside of it, your ancient light is dripping into the mud of the earth. This is how the soul becomes a divine human in the making. As you sense yourself moving and shifting from the light to dark and back again, from knowing the unknowing, you are weaving your consciousness, your divinity into sacred expression, manifesting your soul essence into form of life, threading the light through the darkness without even realizing you're doing it. You are gently impregnating the matter of your body. For your life the body of your life with light, your body and that's why I love these books. And your life become luminous, radiant, and assist others even just through your presence. It sounds wonderful, and it is. And yet it is always an easy path. The light travels, or the light travails through darkness, pain and suffering can arise in waves. Best to be present to it. Trust that it is not a permanent condition, and wait for the spiral twist of from dark to light again. Always moving closer and closer to the purity of the center and expanding outward eternally. As though you are being inhaled by the divine, filling cosmic lungs as they reach far and wide, taking in all of life. How beautiful is that? The message of this oracle is that you are growing. You are bringing more of your light into form. You are meeting obstacles in yourself and in the world, but this is because you are bringing through the light. If there is nothing happening, there would be no obstacle. Bless them as signs that you are proceeding to empower them no more. You shall be. All else is just divine timing. The inner movement, in expressive flow, an outward breath of dance and light, becoming one, becoming free. And that is Spiral Dance of the Goddess. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Okay, guys, so this is my messages from Spirit. There's been a lot of talking. Probably won't be as long as this in the future, but who knows? Who knows? I think I'm going to do these. I'm going to go back to doing them like I did at the beginning of the video, bi-monthly. Sorry, at the beginning of my channel. I like to do them once a month, but I think I'll do them twice a week, just while we're going through this time. Maybe I'll go back to doing it once a month again. But I hope you found this really useful. I hope you found the direction and the conversation as well. Sometimes there needs to be a bit of a conversation. I hope you found it useful in some way. And so that's why it's here. And I feel that this needed to be shared today as well. Whatever Spirit had to say, I felt that I had to share this with you guys. And thank you for being here. So have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Mwah. Many blessings to you. Stay well, stay well, stay well. See you again soon.